My name is Dinar Valeev. I came from Russia. I am a community member of openSUSE. Today we are talk about community role in whole openSUSE release cycle. During my session, Martin will join me to tell a bit more about upcoming spokesperson program. So, what is community? What is openSUSE? I think openSUSE was created as a community program. It means enthusiasts all over the world should be able a significant role in the process of development and promoting openSUSE. As openSUSE is sponsored by Novell, Novell employees do their hard daily work to make distribution better, but to achieve the primary goal of the project, we need to involve more volunteers in the process of development, those who use, contribute to it, and care about it. So, a bit more about community structure. We have users who use and have a lot of fun. About 2,000 of them have signed guiding principles. The principles where the project goals are described. We use a word member for person who make continuous available contribution to the project and of course signed guiding principles. We have about 260 approved members. They got some perks and able to elect an next board. In order to get member status, you should make contribution in following areas like packaging, bug reporting, translation, and so on. So what the board is? The board are people who approve members while members vote for the board. The first board was appointed by Novell in 2007. Their primary mission was to prepare election for the next board. The board was created to lead the overall project. So the board succeeded in, and in 2008 we elected a second board completely by community. The board acts central contact point of openSUSE, but doesn't make any technical decisions. So, so much about community structure. Let's see at the product lifecycle. Basically, we can divide a product lifecycle into 3 logical stages. These are idea stage, testing stage, and release stage. The community can make proposals on each of these stages, and each proposal or comment is of big importance for those who make the final decision. At the idea stage, community and members are brainstorming for new ideas, what are important for the project, what new feature it will contain, and so on. So, in the beginning of this year, Tools and Services team was launched a new feature tracking system. This tool named OpenFate. With OpenFate, we can create feature investment requests, discuss any feature with interested people and developers. We can vote for features we like. A feature creation is allowed only for members. usual registered users can only comment a feature they like. With help of voting system, we can gather a most of interested feature and attract attention of developers to implement them. So another tool for gathering ideas we have. In June 2008, the forums team was created, forums openSUSE.org, a place where openSUSE community can have support and discuss openSUSE related topics. The forums was created by merging three largest English-speaking forums. This is Novell forums, SUSE Linux Dev, Support Dev, and SUSE Forums.net. The forums team promised they won't stop working to implement new features to extend community importance. The most needed feature there, it's language subsections for forums, I think, because we need consolidate local community groups to a central point to gather feedback from non-English speaking communities. So about testing stage, the most of things done on this stage are done with help of openSUSE build service. At this stage, the community can test available packages, fill in bug reports, and so on. At build service, we have community extension repositories for KDE, GNOME, and other various projects. The main problem is now openSUSE build service contain about 10,000 projects with about 60,000 projects. The current model working with third-party packages is complicated to use. So we plan to make central repository, official central repository for community. It names Contrib, where we have only one package, only one version, because in many projects we have many duplicated packages, which a bit confuses users which packet to choose. Yeah. So within Contrib repository, we introduce two new roles. It is maintainer and reviewer. Maintainer will create initial package, track changes in upstream, while reviewer team track package for security issues, stability of this. All of this, I think, will done with help of SUSE security team. So with starting 11.2, KDE 3.5 will be created completely by community and supported by community. Tomorrow Stephenson will talk about it. At this stage is important translations. we've made. We have translation for LCN, YAS translation, weekend translations. We plan to introduce language-specific a news portal where users from local communities can find out what happened in openSUSE world. So what about the release stage? Release stage is the stage where we at the final stage. At this stage, we prepare mirrors. Most of mirrors are created by community. For example, in Russia, we have now, with help of community, 2 largest mirrors. We serve Ukraine and some part of other Asian countries. At this stage, we have a marketing team who's have hard work by preparing release parties, some release news entries. To help with this, we introduce a spokesperson which can help to gather feedback from local communities and put this feedback to global communities to find new ideas and new talent in non-English speaking countries. So, Martin, are you talking a bit more about community? Spokesperson? Yeah.
Hallo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. More or less working. Maybe should I use the other microphone or is it okay? Okay. Change the microphones. Okay, thanks. Okay. Yeah, my slides. So, okay, I'm on. So we had the overview of the community from Dina, and so a lot of stuff is going on. For me, the most important thing, which is starting right now, is the spokesperson program. So what do we want? We want a good name for it. So at the moment we have voting. Spokesperson is really just a placeholder, so that's why we don't have it in the voting. Spokesperson is, for me, it's a total useless word. It describes what he has to do, but it's only one part of the job description. So if you are an openSUSE member, go to the users page and vote. The voting time is pretty short. I want to start the program more or less next week. So we will release the name at the project meeting at 6:30 next week on Wednesday. I'm coming to that, yeah. Maybe. So why we need somebody as a spokesperson? Mainly local communities are totally different. So Dina also said that, for example, I have no idea what's going on in Russia. So we need somebody who is in the country and talk with the people, try to combine the efforts of all the local people, so it's much easier to do that if you have somebody who is working directly from this country. And most of the SUSE and Novell stuff is coming from Germany or America. So we have really no clue, especially what's going on in countries like Indonesia, for example. Another one, what we try to achieve is that helpers should be better recognized or rewarded. We we have already some people qualified as spokesperson or ambassadors, but nobody knows that. I know that because I work with them on a daily basis to get them DVDs, to get them T-shirts, stickers, and all this stuff. But they're not really recognized on the openSUSE community. And of course, we want to create something like an openSUSE network. So we have a mailing list, for example. We will have a mailing list for them. And for me, maybe the most important thing is that we have better redistribution. It's quite hard to get openSUSE in smaller countries. And even in technology countries like India, if you don't live in a big city, it's quite hard to get openSUSE because you don't have internet or you have a very, very low bandwidth there. So we need people who redistribute openSUSE with DVDs. And actually the people are making a lot of events in South America, India, and all the countries. So it's not a problem to distribute the DVDs. It's just a problem to have one central point where you can say, okay, here you have 1,000 DVDs, just redistribute them. So what should a spokesperson should do? Be a local contact for openSUSE, as simple as it is. Promote openSUSE, of course, and promote is not really there are different things you can promote. You can, of course, make presentations because we don't have the money to go to India for a presentation. And so if you have a local event, make your own presentations, make your own booth if you can. So a smaller event like or an event on FOSDEM is not a problem because we are here with 30 people, so it's not a problem to set up a booth, but we are probably not going every day to Australia or South America. Also very important for us is because not all of the events are part of the big Linux event trackers. So if you have a small local event, it might be interesting for people, but it's not on the big schedule. So please take care of the events and let us know that there is something. Promote your work, of course. If you are a spokesperson, everybody wants to know what you are doing. And bundle the small orders of promo DVDs. So who can do it? It's a community job. Everybody can do it, but we have also some people from Novell, for example, from Sweden we have a guy, I guess also from Indonesia, who are doing the job. But basically it's a community job. We want the community doing the spokesperson job. You have to sign the guiding principles, which is for me pretty important. And I'm not sure about this, be an openSUSE member. Actually, there was a discussion on the mailing list about that. Should a spokesperson be an openSUSE member or not? And was not really a conclusion about that. So at the moment, I'm not sure about that. And if somebody says, I want to be a spokesperson, I probably say, yeah, go ahead. Of course, you need some communication skills. You need to talk with the people. You can see it quite good here on a FOSDEM, for example. You have to introduce openSUSE. You have to show some stuff, show KDE, GNOME, whatever. So this is quite important. And of course, you need time because in the end, it's still work. And it might be not that much work if you have many spokespersons for a country. Maybe for in Germany we need maybe 4. It might be a lot of work if you are the only one in your country. So what will you get back? Of course, fame. Many people I know here from FOSDEM, you know them because they're doing some stuff for openSUSE. So doing stuff is quite important, and that's also why people are doing. For example, Andrew Waffer is here the second time, I guess. And everybody knows him, so you will get fame back. You will get a special spokesperson package. For example, you will get T-shirts, you get posters, DVDs, of course. But to be honest, at the moment, we don't have it. So we are thinking about it, what we can do. We thought that we do send out the package every time there's a new release. General spiffs like stickers, like tuxes, like all the stuff you can give away. We are working on to get some budget for traveling. Even if you're living in a smaller country, it's of course better when we pay for the travel, so you don't have to pay for your own. And you get a direct Novell SUSE contact. So if you have some problems, you need new stuff, you can contact us directly and don't have to go to some mailing lists and wait for the answer. But I have to say, you know the economy right now, so I'm not sure what we can do, really, what we really can do. What we can do for sure, we have DVDs, and I will start on Wednesday with that, calling for proposals how to get rid of the DVDs. If you have a nice event, go to the marketing list and you will see what we can do. So where are we now? The name will announce on Wednesday. I will start the same day, so you can apply on the marketing mailing list. So if you are interested in a spokesperson job, just send an email, we will discuss it. This is also one thing I'm not sure about, how to separate it. So probably in Germany we have a very, very strong community. It might make not that much sense that we have 20 spokesperson people in Germany, because the country is not that big. So we will figure something out, how to limit it, how many people we need, and we will see it next week. And yes, we have DVDs. So if you need DVDs, just send us an email on the marketing list. That's all for the spokesperson program. I'm not sure if I really answered your question. You can compare it with the Fedora Ambassador program and with the Ubuntu Loco program, local communities. So we need really more people coming outside from the community. It's nice for the company to send people to events, but A, it's quite expensive. B, we cannot go everywhere. And probably C, it makes more sense to have local people. For example, if there's an event in Russia, it makes probably not that much sense that we are going there with 10 people when we have a local community like Dina there. That's all on the spokesperson program. Any questions about that? Good. You have anything to say?
Yeah. About some conclusion. So, in summary, you see at the slide, the community role is a big role in a whole release cycle. Community will have take their job at idea stage, test stage, and release stage. So community is very important. Questions? So. How we involve more people? The problem is we need more tools by gathering feedbacks from local communities. So, thank you for listening.
So we have now a short break. Is it right, Jürgen? The next talk starts in 50 minutes, right? So we have 50 minutes for until the next talk, and then we start with build service tracks. We have the rest of the day. Most of the stuff is really developer related, like build service, like Contrib, and like the upload system. So if you're interested in that, come back in 50 minutes.